He's so stupid. He's so stupid, he can't even say anything clever or smooth. He's a moron.
Robert De Niro, a very low IQ individual, has received he spelled two wrong, many shots to the head by real boxers in movies. I watched him last night, truly believe he may be punch drunk, and then he says, at the end, he says, "Wake up, punchy," he says to you. De Niro, whose acting talents have greatly diminished with his reputation now shot, must even use a teleprompter for his foul and disgusting language. So disrespectful to our country.
Robert De Niro just called Trump a sociopathic, psychopathic, malignant narcissist. And Trump's comeback was, he's small, physically and mentally? Really? That's the best the former president could do against one of the greatest actors of our time. The guy who played Travis Bickle, Jake LaMotta, and Vito Corleone is now playing his greatest role yet. Trump's biggest nightmare, and he's been at it since 2011, way before the rest of Hollywood jumped on the anti-Trump train. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Ever wonder what happens when one of America's greatest actors decides your political career is his next target? Trump found out the hard way. While most Hollywood types waited until 2016 to jump on the anti-Trump bandwagon, Robert De Niro was ahead of the curve by about 5 years. Back in 2011, when Trump was just a reality TV star with weird hair and bankruptcies galore, De Niro was already calling out the future president's whole act as a big hustle.
He's so blatantly stupid. He's a punk, he's a dog, he's a pig, he's a con, a bullshit artist, a mutt who doesn't know what he's talking about, doesn't do his homework. It makes me so angry that this country has gotten to this point, that this fool, this bozo, has wound up where he has. He talks how he wants to punch people in the face. Well, I'd like to punch him in the face. Thinks he's gaming society, doesn't pay his taxes. He's an idiot. Colin Powell said it best. He's a national disaster. He's an embarrassment to this country. This is somebody that we want for president? I don't think so.
Talk about foreshadowing. De Niro wasn't just taking random pot shots. He seemed to have some kind of sixth sense about spotting phonies. Maybe it's because he spent decades studying characters, or maybe it's just his New York street smarts. Either way, as Trump's political ambitions grew, De Niro's insults evolved faster than Trump's excuses for his latest tweet, going from calling him blatantly stupid to a dog, to eventually labeling him a full sociopathic, psychopathic, malignant narcissist. That's not just name calling. That's a psychological evaluation with New York attitude.
I love this city. I don't want to destroy it. Donald Trump wants to destroy not only the city, but the country, and eventually he could destroy the world.
8 years, we've heard you talk about the former president. You have called him a fraud, a con artist. You've said
He just can't be anywhere near the office of the presidency. He's sick. He is really, genuinely a sick person that somehow has been allowed into our system, became president. He could have done good things. Instead, he had to do it all wrong. He's so, as we all know, so narcissistic and self-centered.
The feud reached peak public awareness at the 2018 Tony Awards when De Niro went full New York, dropping the F-bomb on Trump that had the audience cheering louder than the finale of Hamilton. CBS censors nearly had heart attacks, but the crowd went wild. It was like watching Travis Bickle go off script, except this time everyone was nodding along. Trump's comebacks have been, well, let's just say he's no screenwriter. While De Niro delivers surgical strikes with the precision of a method actor, Trump's responses amount to calling De Niro a very low IQ individual and saying his movies aren't worth much anymore. Really devastating stuff there, Don. What's next? Criticizing Al Pacino's choice in ties? The contrast is hilarious. De Niro targets Trump's character, intelligence, and legitimacy with the intensity he brought to Raging Bull, while Trump is out here focusing on De Niro's height. It's like watching a chess master play against someone who's eating the pieces. The chess master wasn't satisfied with just words. In what might be his most committed performance since gaining 60 pounds for Raging Bull, De Niro has taken his Trump opposition from Twitter fingers to courthouse steps. While Hollywood's elite often limit their activism to angry tweets from marble bathrooms, Bobby D decided to physically show up at Trump's trials like he's staking out a mob boss in Goodfellas. This isn't some one-off publicity stunt or photo op. De Niro has been consistently planted outside Trump's courtroom day after day, treating these legal proceedings with the same serious focus he brings to Oscar screenings. The man who spent months learning boxing for Raging Bull is now putting that same legendary dedication into watching Orange Man squirm in real time. When reporters asked why he keeps showing up, De Niro didn't hide behind PR-friendly statements.
You've played a lot of bad guys. Would you ever play Donald Trump?
Never. There's nothing about him, there's not one redeeming thing in him that I can see, ever. He's so, as we all know, so narcissistic and self-centered. I don't think they really understand. And historically, from what I see, even in Nazi Germany, they had it with Hitler.
He's sick. He is really genuinely a sick person that somehow has been allowed into our system, De Niro declared, with the same intensity that made movie gangsters wet themselves. No sugarcoating, just raw New York honesty. The contrast between these two men couldn't be more striking. An award-winning actor who's dedicated decades to portraying complex characters versus a reality TV star who De Niro describes as a deep-fake president with not one redeeming thing in him. It's like comparing filet mignon to a gas station hot dog that's been rolling for 3 days. Trump's response to De Niro's courthouse vigil? Exactly what you'd expect from a man who thinks windmills cause cancer. He's branded the actor a wacko and diagnosed him with Trump derangement syndrome. Because in Trump's world, anyone who criticizes him must be mentally unhinged. Imagine thinking Robert De Niro is deranged while you're the one screaming about toilet flushing at rallies. What makes this courthouse attendance so powerful is what it represents. De Niro isn't just some random celebrity jumping on a bandwagon. He's positioning himself as a guardian of democracy, physically standing up against what he sees as a dangerous con man. By showing up in person, he's making a statement that some things are too important to just tweet about. This is De Niro's real-life Travis Bickle moment, except instead of cleaning up the streets, he's witnessing justice being served to a man he considers a threat to American democracy. He's drawing historical comparisons too, suggesting Trump's behavior mirrors authoritarian figures from darker chapters of world history. So there you have it, folks. While we're all enjoying the drama between an Academy Award winner and a reality TV star who thinks windmills cause cancer, there's actually something much bigger at stake here. De Niro's courthouse appearances aren't just for show. They represent genuine concern about what Trump means for America's future. As Trump faces legal troubles, De Niro expressed not joy, but relief that he's potentially facing some consequences because this guy's a con artist and he's gotten away with it for years. That's not just another celebrity hot take. It's the culmination of a warning De Niro's been shouting while most of Hollywood was still taking selfies with Trump. In this bizarre political showdown, the supposedly low IQ De Niro keeps showing up while Trump hides behind his Truth Social account. Just goes to show that when democracy's on the line, you want the guy who fought Jake LaMotta in your corner, not the guy who fought with McDonald's over how many Big Macs constitute a perfect meal.